April 28, 1989, Copenhagen, a city that usually sleeps in the quiet comfort. But tonight would be different. Behind the wheel, a man named Rene Trollesø, 27, drives through the streets that will never be the same again. By dawn, 5 people would be dead. One of them, a 5-year-old child. And the city, known for calm streets and polite neighbors, would wake to horror. Rene had always been obsessed with strength, discipline, and control. He loved sport, cycling, karate, bodybuilding, diving, even skydiving. He wanted to be respected, to be seen as strong, but life had already denied him certain ambitions. Rejected from the military because of flat feet, he was briefly even considering joining the French Foreign Legion. But he did not have the money, so that never materialized either. On the love side of things, in 8th grade he met a girl named Pia Larsen. Love bloomed, but so did conflict. Despite their constant arguments, they could never stay away from one another. Then, in the mid-1980s, Rene's grandparents purchased them an apartment for the couple in Vanløse, where their daughter Anja was born. Later, they moved to Nattergalevej in Copenhagen's northwest district. Neighbors thought them sweet, happy, devoted. Rene was proud of his hands. He renovated the apartment himself, creating a loft space sealed and locked from others. A private arsenal. He was building a life. A small craft business, working as a bodyguard at concerts. Outwardly, everything seemed normal, but inwardly, cracks were forming. When Pia finally asked him to leave, changing the locks by the way, the world Rene had built collapsed. He was 27, she was 27, and their 5-year-old daughter was caught in the middle. Fear, jealousy, and humiliation grew in his mind. In the later weeks that followed, he wandered, restless and planning. A slow, dangerous descent into obsession. Obsession with killing. Rene was meticulous. On the evening of Thursday, April 27th, he dressed in army green, gathered all weapons from his loft, rifles, pistols, ammunition, even a hand grenade. Then he rented a red Opel Kadett and drove out. Into the night, prepared for war. His kind of war. Late that night, the first screams pierced the quiet. Anja cried, Pia cried, and then... silence. The child was stabbed and shot multiple times. Pia got the same treatment. The 2 closest people in his own life were gone. But the rage didn't end there. Rene hunted those he blamed for the breakup. A real hunt in his own mind. A man from the Valby gym, the local gym, someone who he believed had competed for Pia's attention, was struck on the Holbæk motorway. Rene, of course, forced his car off the road, and then he shot him like that wasn't enough. Then he shot him again, and again, this time in the head. Miraculously, the man survived, though paralyzed from the neck down. Then he moved to Hillerødgade. There, 2 of Pia's closest friends, young women, each 26, were murdered. One in the doorway. He banged on the door, she opened, and shot in the head. Another one, same thing. However, this time she also got stabbed by a hunting knife, while her husband and child was sleeping completely unaware right upstairs. And then he drove into central Copenhagen, through Strøget, aiming at random pedestrians. One man knocked down, and one woman hit by the car. Then he turned around and fired bullets out the back of his car towards the woman. Thankfully, she was okay. Strangers became victims of personal problems, collateral damage, and a mind unraveling. A city gripped by fear before the term terror was even spoken here. Rene's descent was not sudden. It had built over decades. Rejection, jealousy, obsession, rage, the whole package. And then on top of that, the obsessive focus on strength and power. He wanted to control his environment. That control, that need for control, had become so big it dominated his life. When that was denied of him, Pia kicking him out, he turned inward. And inward was nothing but bad things. Finally, beneath Bispebobjergen, he ended it himself. One final shot. Silence returned, but in a hollow, heavy and most permanent way. Permanent for 5 people. Pia Larsen, Anja, 2 friends, and Rene himself, a mass murderer. His rampage lasting only hours, yet leaving echoes that would last a lifetime. The darkest truth is subtle. Ordinary men can hide extraordinary pain. We've seen it before. Untreated, unspoken, it can explode into unimaginable violence. Rene Trollesø was not born a monster, but the weight of jealousy, fear and obsession, and the things that happened around him in his life, transformed him into one. And Copenhagen, a city of calm, learned that terror could come from even the most familiar places.